in this postseason. The winner of Game 1 has gone on to win every series. So the Rangers are 6-0 in the playoffs. The only team to go undefeated en route to a ring was the 1976 Reds. No team has done that since the division series was added in 1995. Kevin, did Game 1 of the ALCS change your outlook on the entire series?
I'm going to tell you right now, I saw Bruce Bochy at the end of September when they played the Red Sox, and well, I'll tell you what, Kev, I mean, this team's like Jekyll High. It's the most unbelievable Jekyll High team I've ever seen. And when I say that, that was in the midst of the bullpen could not get outs late in the game, late in the season. The last couple days, they kind of found a little bit, but that month prior, you're thinking they're blowing this whole thing. They had the lead in the West the whole year, and all of a sudden you saw the thing shelled. You saw the Seattle Mariners coming up here. You saw the Astros, and all of a sudden it was a three-man race, and it could have happened in the last 3 days of the season. The Rangers held on. Mentally, they're tough. Mentally, they went in there and did their thing, right? So now they go into Tampa. Everybody had the Rays. I sat there and said the Rangers because at some point, this team is a great team. When I tell you great, the offense is long, they're lengthy, they're starting pitching. Think of all the stuff they've got to go through with Max Scherzer, and we know that's this and that. Got it. They have found a way to come together and start playing well at the right time. And to go beat Baltimore, who, by the way, on this paper scene, I thought was going to be one of the toughest teams, if not the toughest team to beat. Obviously didn't happen, and now they go into Houston. The Montgomery situation, you're like, okay, is this Bumgarner back in the day when he had Bumgarner and the Giants went on these great runs? Jordan Montgomery has been remarkable in this postseason, and it's like a breath of fresh air because when you're kind of struggling and the bullpens come together, all of a sudden, this team's tough to beat, boys and girls.
Yeah, and I look at, you mentioned the bullpen, Kev. I think for me, that was like the biggest question I had going into this postseason. This bullpen struggled down the stretch, but how do you fix that? It isn't necessarily who's down there, it's how you use them. And when you can rest them and let your starting pitchers go deeper into the games, then those guys all of a sudden are a little bit fresher. That fastball's got a little bit more oomph on it, a little bit more velocity, a little bit more jump. Breaking balls are a little bit sharper, and that's what's happened. You see this, like Eovaldi coming back and being as healthy as he's been and dominant. This is a guy who's won a World Series. He's gone out there, he's pitched on the biggest stage. He's comfortable in this environment. And then Montgomery and all this stuff. Offensively, I was never worried about them scoring enough runs. And then what happens now is like they go down there and there's those butterflies that start when the playoffs start. It's like that first time you're jumping off of a cliff into the water. It's like, how's this going to feel? And then you realize you're all right. Now all of a sudden they're on a roll and they are feeling it. They're feeling good. To win that game against Justin Verlander in Houston, Game 1, to shut out that Astros lineup. Yeah, I just think that right now the Texas Rangers are they're trucking along. This reminds me almost of like the White Sox back in 2005, a team that just went through the playoffs and nobody could stop them. So they're a juggernaut right now, and if they continue this, there's not a doubt in my mind that they can all the way to at least to the World Series. I don't know what's going to happen then, but if they get this game tonight, I could see them, not losing a game in the ALCS.
Guys, we have some breaking news. And this isn't meant to be sarcastic or anything like. This is actual breaking news. This is from Kennedy Landry. Bruce Bochy said Max Scherzer will start Game 3 of the ALCS in Arlington. So let's get it back to you, Demp. What do you make of that announcement?
Yeah, I mean, hey, you win last night, and now you got Eovaldi going, and then you can back that up with Max Scherzer, who obviously, listen, they're not going to put him out there if he's not looking good in sim games, if his side sessions aren't great, if his arm's not responding. There's no time for feelings right now. It's about winning ball games. So obviously he's out there, his arm feels good. So this is a huge addition for them to have Max Scherzer, a guy with all that experience who loves the ball in big situations. An opportunity for him to go out there and prove himself. And, who knows? Maybe it's to go up 3-0. We still got a game to go today. We don't know. But this is big for the Texas Rangers.
We've got Austin Hedges coming up on the show in a little bit. Maybe you should ask him about what he's seen from Scherzer. Yeah. That'd be great.
I think he might have faced him.
Yeah.
Keep on the down low.
Okay, Kevin, what do you think? First start since September 12th for Max Scherzer.
I mean, I'm fired up for Max Scherzer. Listen, every guy that plays this game wants to play in the postseason. Once again, like I was there at the end of September, and it was just getting hurt at the wrong time, right? But he just looked at me, and if we could just get by this first series, there's a chance that I could pitch in that second series. And they got by, man. They got by the Rays, they got by the Orioles, and here we are. So this is a breath of fresh air. And this is just that confidence. It's the name that plays. Sometimes you might not be the 100%, but I tell you what, that name Scherzer on the back, yeah, that plays also. So he might not have 99 and 98 miles an hour, but he knows how to pitch and get outs. And we saw a little bit about what Verlander and these guys have done, how they've had that just a little bit. But Justin Verlander threw a great game also last night. You see how they mix and match their breaking balls? Really breath of fresh air for the Rangers now they got Max Scherzer game 3. That's big.
We got a taste of what we might be able to expect from the ALCS, and tonight we're going to see D-backs and Phils. Demp, which of these two series, in your mind, is more compelling?
To me, the Astros series is more compelling, Astros-Rangers, just because I think they're more evenly matched. And I'm not taking a knock out of,
Sure.
what Arizona's been able to do, or Philly. Something about Philly right now. Good Lord, they are going, but so is Arizona. But this one right here, I could see this Rangers series. I know I just said I could see Texas sweeping them and being 4, but listen, that's the defending world champs. And so, to me, that's a series that I'm probably going to be wondering who's winning a little bit more, but this is playoff baseball. Anything can happen. The guy that's out there 60 feet, 6 inches away from home plate can control the destiny of a team. We saw that last night with Jordan Montgomery. So I'm compelled by both of them. Can I say both? Do I have to pick one? I don't know. I'm compelled by both of them.
No, you gotta be mean a little bit on the show. You're such a nice man.
I'm not being mean.
Let the edginess. Let the edginess out. I'm gonna tell you right now, Sarah. Let's just make this real easy. This is an easy task to jump on the Phillies bandwagon. And trust me, I love everything about it, right? Kevin Long, their hitting coach, what a wonderful man. I love the ball player feel, the 1993 feel of Mickey Morandini and John Kruk and Dave Holland and Lenny Dykstra. They got that whole genre. You can't beat them at home, this whole thing. Don't sleep on the UCLA fight, Torey Lobello. Don't sleep on upsets. I know nobody had the Cleveland Browns beating the Niners yesterday in football. On paper, you're like, Niners are undefeated, yeah. And you didn't have the Eagles losing either. And you had probably the Giants had a chance to beat Buffalo. But let me tell you right now, that was some football talk. These Diamondbacks, just keep on not giving them enough credit. And just keep on knowing, believing, because Zach Allen is as good as anybody in the league that can step up there, like Ryan says, 60 feet, 6 inches. And if you need some tough skin and pre-wrap for your feelings, yeah, it's out there. This isn't about feelings, but you got to play the game on the field, not on paper. And the Diamondbacks went through and beat a pretty good Dodger team, right? And they've kind of went through and did their little thing, and no one's talking about them. Phillies, though, the problem is that they got 4 dudes that are rocket ship hot. Trey Turner, Castellanos, Bryce Harper. That's scary, right? You throw in Real Muto, who's my favorite player in the big leagues, just watching him play baseball. But do not sleep on upsets. And watch out for those Diamondbacks here, and you better call your mom and dad and let them know that guest house better be open, or I'm staying with my boy, Vinny Del Negro, because I heard he's got an amazing backyard, and we go out there and chip and putt.
You're not going to stay at Torey's house?
You saw it firsthand, Sierra. You saw it firsthand. You were there for Game 3 when they clinched. They're dynamic, man.
I was.
Yeah, you were fired up.
I was off for Game 3 of the NLDS. I was kind of on the fence about going, and then the night before, I was like, you know what, to hell with it. I jumped on the first flight in the morning, headed out to Arizona, didn't even have a ticket lined up. Let me tell you guys, I was so proud of D-backs fans. That stadium is generally so packed with Dodgers fans, right?
Look at you.
It's overwhelming. And so now the question is, you guys, I didn't think they were going to clinch. I wasn't even sure. I was just like, you know what, if they clinch, great, but I just want to go see a playoff game in my home state. So the question to you guys, and maybe I'll have Kev go with this first. Yeah. How many CS games will I attend? We're sending it at 1.5.
Can I just tell the world about Sierra Santos and the reason why we love her? Because she's got this special soft soul in her. She plays like she's a G. She's an OG. I got it all. But what I love about her, she's a fan, and she gets on that plane. She really rarely doesn't know her plans. She might end up with 2 strangers to the left, and next thing you know, they're having some dinner and drinking tequila and having but that's what I love about you, the passion of you being a Diamondbacks fan, which has allowed me to stay with this club. Phenomenal. You're gonna have a chance to drive to Philly and fly to Arizona with mom and dad. And drive to Philly. If I'm going to say, everybody's saying 5, Philly. I'm going to say this goes 7. So I'm going to say you're going to have a 7-game series. Okay. You have a chance to go to, I'm going to say 4 games you will be at.
4.
I'm going to say 3. I'm going to say 3. I'm going to say because you're going to have to go. Arizona's going to be a tough pull for you because of work.
Yeah, because
So
somebody
for you to be able to schedule-wise, it's going to be private. Kevin's got all the private plane connections. He's lining that up for our World Series trip.
She can drive.
I'm going to say 3.
I just need a show flight.
You got to go for game 1. You got to just make the drive. It's worth it.
And
the
if he's
train,
single,
That's
better.
tonight.
Yeah, I know.
She wants 35
Hey,
to
listen, this show's
65
done here
in that
less than an
genre.
hour.
Okay.
Unless you are Kate. Yeah. Okay.
Gas
We
up
can get
the
tickets for you,
PJ,
J-Rod.
Kev. Gas up the PJ. All right, there was a solar eclipse on Saturday. Demp, did you see it?
I went out and looked. It was too cloudy. I should have been in South Haven, Michigan, where the sunsets were beautiful. I couldn't get it.
Okay, so
I looked. I went out. 10:47 my time. I went and looked. I couldn't find it.
eclipses happen about every 18 months. It was visible in most western states in the U.S. and Mexico. Demp, are you worried about the Astros looking into the solar eclipse?
You know, I heard if you stare into an eclipse, it'll burn your eyes out. That's what I heard.
Kev?
It's a true story. We were at the ranch, and I didn't know this was going on. And I thought, I said, Kylie, I need you to clean the windows because it was hazy. Then they went outside, so I looked up like a jerk. My eyes went red, and then then the kids went out there with 3 glasses. So I don't know much about all that stuff, so I don't really get into it. I just knew the windows needed to be cleaned, but I was lying. It was like this big shade over the ranchies.
So we shouldn't be worried about the Astros looking into the solar eclipse. We should be worried about our own co-host looking into the solar eclipse.
100%. I don't know where my glasses are, but yeah, you're right.
They were just readers, but now they're
can't see.
bifocals.